and welcome back to Katarina's Garage. My name is Katarina Lloyd, and as you can see, this thing is still around. I'm just trying to figure out, honestly, like, it definitely has to be sold, but what do I want to do with it? You know, do I want to try and swap the motor, which it's a van, so it's not that easy to do, especially it being a 460, because this motor is completely seized. I put, I pulled the plugs months ago, and they had a bunch of rust in them, put some ATF on the cylinders, still nothing, right? Like, and now, there is a guy that has offered me a 460 for free, and he'd even help me install it, but I don't know if it's really worth it in the end. Like, it is, but it's not. And, because this will take so long to do this swap, because again, it's a van, and the easiest way to actually swap the engine in a van is literally take off the cap, to be honest, and do it that way. So, like, take off the cap and the entire front end for that matter, lift that all off, and then you can kind of go at it, right? Much easier. But people have said, oh yeah, you can just go into the door, whatever else. It's like, kind of, but not really. So anyways, for anybody that's interested, this thing is for sale currently. I'm currently asking $2,200 or best offer, but realistically, like I said, I'm open to offers because I kind of just want it gone and I could really use the money right now. So even though it'd be really fun to kind of get this thing going again, I really don't have the energy to try and do something quite that intense. I could do some other things like, you know, swap motors on other cars, which will take me a few days, but this one, however, it's worth it for somebody, just not for me currently, unfortunately. But anyways, let's give you guys a tour of this absolute unit, which is a 1981 Ford E350 Triple E Camelot conversion. Imagine that as a badge on the long side of the vehicle. So yeah, so basically, for any of you that have seen this before, yeah, it's nothing's really changed in it since the last time I did anything with it. I just tried with a little breaker bar there, and all I was doing was just turning the crankshaft bolt. I wasn't actually turning the crank, so it's definitely seized, and there's not much I can do about it. But you can tell from the outside it's not too bad. Like, it's got a little bit of rust along the bottom of the door and stuff. But what's interesting is right here, basically. So this is the dividing strip between the metal and the fiberglass, because this whole back here is fiberglass. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Unfortunately, like, hail a few months ago did take out this lens here, which really sucks. I was actually in good shape, but it's very thin though. Anyways, it wouldn't have taken much. And yeah, like, nothing else has changed back here. Although what's interesting is that it not only has 1 or 2 fuel tanks, it actually has 3. The third one's in there. And this does not have just saddle tanks, because this is a tank for the back here, which I'll show you guys that. This is a saddle tank here. And then there's about a 250 liter tank, give or take, in here. So yeah, but it's actually in pretty good shape. And the other day I took it out just because I wasn't going to include that with the sale, but I mean, perhaps I could. I wired in a starter solenoid, a new one. Well, not new, it's actually used, but the dog's been digging, so I gotta make sure not to crush or get in all that pile of dirt. Ugh. But yeah, it's a pretty cool rig. It's actually not that bad a shape, you know. It definitely needs floors though, because I'll show you that. But actually, like, under the hood here, it's not much to look at from here. It's better on the inside. Although I should mention, when I did do the starter solenoid, I actually did get electrics back, or most of them. Couldn't get the radio to work, but everything else basically did. You know, 4-ways, headlights, wipers, that sort of thing. We're all basically working, so it's kind of nice. But could not get it to start no matter how hard I tried. So this is actually a dual battery vehicle, and you can see the wires that are currently not connected to the solenoid anymore. But Not too hard to hook that all back up. It just, I didn't do that, obviously. But yeah, so battery here with the battery cables, and then it's actually set up for dual batteries because you can see another starter solenoid over here, which I did steal the nut because I dropped one nut and couldn't really grab it. So it's just one of these deals. And it's just such a shame because this thing is like when you see these, this is the more the luxury alternative to a pickup truck back in the day. And now I didn't quite fix the because I was gonna try something, but then kind of talking a little more and realized no, that was just dumb. So I just need to put that back into place. But basically, you know, you got your swivel buckets here, right? On both sides. Sadly, the door panels are missing on both sides, which is such a shame because it should be something similar to this sort of material on the doors, right? With the velour and the button tuck. Now, there is a bit of rust also in the roof too, you can see, and it's actually rotted out the wood here. So that, because this should be up, and they actually used wood to attach everything like that. But, you know, like replace that piece of wood and then you're good there. You do have one little broken thing there, but you know, overall this thing is pretty cool. And like, and there's the triple E tag. If anybody wants to decipher that, they can. It's all right there, right? Just super cool. Because yeah, basically these started as a how do I describe this? So this started as the Ford van, and then Triple E went about it and they put this 1-ton dually frame underneath of it, and they did all the fiberglass works on the back of this. So pretty much it would have just been this open sort of cab, similar to if you've ever seen a motorhome. It's the same concept, but this was not a motorhome. This was actually made exactly as you see it from the factory. So it's pretty cool. And yeah, anyways, let's go take a look underneath this thing and you'll see, well, what the deal is under there. So back here you can see a lot of sort of paint or whatever else flaking off, but the frame is actually very solid. Like, I can't push my fingers through it or anything like that. It's just kind of the coating that's going off, but basically sandblast and coat and you'd be good on the frame. And you can see, so there's the one gas tank there, which, oh, there's a big old dent in that tank too. Look at that. Never noticed that. So, okay, well, so that's the rear tank. And you got that massive differential there, which is like, being a 1-ton, what is that, the 10 1/4 or whatever it was from the factory, but sourced from International, I think. But yeah, if we take a look further underneath here, you'll see, so that's the rear tank. Then there's the saddle tank, right? And you can see all the exhaust is still intact. You can see it over there. You know? And with that massive freaking, look at how big that muffler is. Like, this thing would just be so quiet going down the road because of how big that is. But you can see like the box sort of mounts, whatever else like that. You can see some rust involving that. So like there is an extensive, oh, actually I found some rust in the exhaust too. I can't really zoom in, but you guys can see it. You know, it's right there, right? So yeah, it's such a cool rig. But with a seized motor, it's too much work for me. Because I would fix a lot of this if I had the money and the energy, but I don't anymore. And yeah, like this thing needs floors as well. And some other stuff like that, to be honest. And it has no brakes either, so you know, you can just slam it at a park if you load it up with your trailer, because it rolls good. Steers okay, although the front wheels, you may notice, are cocked weirdly, because I think when I got this thing towed by the tow company, no way to prove that now, and I didn't really notice it till now, is that I think they grabbed it from the tie rod. So just like, what are you guys doing? Just get it from the controller, you know, or from the frame, or from the cross member. You know, there's a lot of places they could have grabbed onto with a tow hook, but instead they chose the tie rod. Stupid, but whatever. But anyways, yeah, well, we'll wrap up this, to be honest. It's just, you know what? Kind of just showcasing the van again and saying, yeah, it's still for sale. And again, $2,200 or best offer. Hopefully somebody will come by this, but, you know, might take a while, but that's okay. Anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, please like the video, comment anything you want to see down below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as well, if you want to contact me, you can at katarina's.garage on Instagram or Katarina's Garage on Facebook. As well, follow me on TikTok at katarina's.garage as well. Hope you're staying safe during COVID-19. Good luck with what we're working on, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye! Pikachu! Dooley.